It's day 9 of the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup, and I should hear the music for the Club World Cup. It's got the best music for any podcast.
Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime. Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime. Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
There it is. Dubs jazz hands and her freezes that kill me. Because she's like playing that the little space in between before the second part as the freeze. It's almost voguing. Dubs.
A little bit.
You're thrown into vogue a little bit there.
I like to look away and then freeze. Look as you look forward.
Yeah, if you were an 80s gay man, you'd do great.
Greta Garbo.
Thank
Marilyn
you.
Monroe. Greta DiMaggio.
Club World Cup DiMaggio.
For those who are discovering us through this Club World Cup, we have another podcast already dropped today where we actually talk about our little theme song, courtesy Jeff Cole, JC, the voice vendor. So if you want to know more about our little theme song there, you'll get that in the other podcast. But yeah, it's day 9 of the Club World Cup. I'm James Sharman. There's Amy Walsh. There's Dan Wong. There's Craig Forrest. It's really kind of heating up right now, and even the attendance. I know people want to rip this thing, but the attendance isn't actually too bad. 10 of the first 24 matches have seen crowds over 40,000, averaging around 36,000. Now I know there's like some at 80, there's one at 3. It's Craig. It's all over the place. But overall, I mean, I know Gianni Infantino likes to talk about the massive success it is, but I think FIFA's actually pretty happy about it at this point.
Oh, I would think so. You know, and this is the first edition of this format, and we know it's going to grow. And it's also going to put a lot of emphasis on the Champions Leagues in regions, because everybody's going to be wanting a part of it. I mean, the bonus money for this competition is huge. It's more than what they would win for the Champions League. The winner gets 130 million. I think Bayern's already through, and they've got, 39 million euros in prize money already. So it's significant.
I want that money.
It will go places, and there's so much you can debate about. It's not perfect. I think even FIFA will acknowledge that. The timing maybe isn't perfect. The football calendar is definitely not perfect. But we're seeing from some of these leagues, I mean, South American teams are doing great, right? They're flying the flag. They're kind of making this thing right now, I think, the South American teams.
And the Asian and African teams, I think they're been brilliant. The fans have been absolutely spectacular. It's been great to watch.
But those players, Dubs, I mean, it's a showcase to them, yes, but they're going full bore. And it's waking up some of these European teams thinking, okay, this isn't actually just a little summer excursion for our club. These players want to play. And if you don't play hard against a team playing hard against you, you get hurt and you get beaten. It's that simple.
Yeah, or you're humbled or embarrassed or exposed, right? Which we've seen so far. So yeah, whether these fans or these clubs are adding an injection of interest, or you're adding bums in the seats or tickets in the seats, as Wonger said on Saturday, they're adding something, right? That X factor. And I think you're seeing from European teams, and I think we're going to talk about Man City running up the score, but you see how much they want it. And the way they scored that 6th goal, I'm sort of fast forwarding to the end here, but they put up 6 against, is it Al Ain? Is that how you say it?
Al Ain, yeah.
Yeah.
And
then they're cognizant of the fact that they're sitting on par, they're equal on goal difference with Juventus. So they get their 6 and they keep pushing forward. And we were talking about player welfare, managing loads, the fatigue factor from these European teams, and then maybe getting humbled by South American teams. But you see how much they want it. And that's whether it's for kind of that street cred, whether you're comparing cultures and styles of play or leagues to kind of for that flex, or it's just talking about the purse, as Craig's mentioning, like how much is on the line here. So they want to get that 7 so they can avoid Real Madrid in the knockouts, right? So that's the added sauce that's kind of on the table here, and the X factor as you progress in this tournament, which matters not only to the fans, but it matters to the players and to these clubs.
It's also giving clubs that chance to play perhaps younger players. We've seen Echeverry for Man City, that free kick
Yeah.
just saw there. This kid, 19 years old, from River Plate, who would love him right now, by the way. But he was loaned back there for a season. And he looks to be a proper footballer. Like, he looks so young, but so great. So funny seeing Ilkay Gundogan, for example, scoring, who's got to be about 87 years old now. Yeah. This 19-year-old kid coming in and just doing this and stealing this, showing that these clubs are thinking very much for the future. But what a platform to get them some experience as well, Craig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it is. And getting teams and players into the team and into the game. I thought Man City they dominated this game possession-wise too, right? Look at how deep this LA team is sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Made it very simple and easy for them, but they're enjoying their football. They'll be a team that'll they'll be expecting to win this tournament.
Yeah, I think you'll see the European teams growing into it, I suppose, when they realize, okay, it is actually serious. And when you see Bayern Munich and Man City picking up 40 million, just getting through the group, it's like, okay, now we get it. Real Madrid too, against Pachuca. It went down a man in this one, right? But they were also very early on. Yeah, exactly. Last
7th minute
of those. Yeah, here it is right here. Last man back, a little tug right there, goes to the ground. He's off. But yeah, Real Madrid. I mean, what an excuse it would have been to, shut up shop. But they're still going at it and still scoring great goals.
Yeah, I think the difference, they were great at finishing. It was brilliant. But, Pachuca played quite well. They got to be knocking themselves a bit how they didn't get something from this game.
Yeah, I'm feeling like the Liga MX teams have actually played very well. And I can't say surprisingly, but I maybe I am a little surprised. I think they're coming with some swagger in Liga MX, and they're getting the right support. And I'm happy for them.
It's your man crush on Ramos. That's all.
No, I don't have one on Ramos. I didn't even know he was before the game that you guys were talking about.
The crush, though, right?
That's sad.
He has a very unhealthy crush on him, and I thought perhaps he's literally rubbing off on you for this one.
Oh, it could be. Maybe. Yeah. He's handsome, I guess. Whatever. I don't know.
Real Madrid was certainly efficient. They 3 shots on net, 3 goals.
Yeah, exactly. See, Jude Bellingham scored. Do you see? He's admitted that he needs surgery on his shoulder.
Oh,
and that he's playing right now with a brace on his shoulder. He goes, the pain's not that bad, but it's a pain in the ass. He goes, I'm sweating too much. Players are grabbing it, and he goes, I think at the press conference he said, I shouldn't probably be saying this. I'm not sure I'm allowed to, but I'm having surgery after the tournament.
What's the tournament again? Sharms?
It's called the Club World Cup on Footy Prime. Now, the Club World Cup, if you're wondering how to get it and where to watch it.
I am.
Are you alluding to this?
Yeah.
Yeah. DAZN have it.
Oh.
Only for this tournament. You don't need to pay. It's free for everyone around the world, in fact. So log on, sign up to DAZN, and it's free, the Club World Cup, throughout the entire tournament. So if you haven't discovered it just yet, I know, keep saying it. It feels like I say it, right?
I want to go back to that Jude Bellingham comment about his shoulder and having surgery after. Like that's not very smart for him to come out publicly. If I'm playing Real Madrid and Jude Bellingham, and he's as influential as he continues to be for that team, I'm doing everything in my power to poke, prod, twist, like just put him off his game, grab his arm, pull his it's not very intelligent, I think, on his part. It's refreshing almost.
It's refreshing.
This transparency for sure, but he's not doing himself any favors.
See, you know what I would do, Dubs, is I'd say my areolas are a little tender. and then people would rub them when they came up to me.
No, don't play with my nipples.
I saw a Little Britain sketch. It was put on I don't know where it was, Instagram, and it was like a documentary in the airport, and it was a guy that was working security, and he was rubbing people down. He was like tweaking their nipples and grabbing their crutch. It turns out he wasn't working there at all. He's one of the touch guys. It was really quite funny.
How come there's a 58-year-old on the field right now saying his nipples are sore?
By the way, back to
They're tender.
not to go on a tangent here, but we have, in ice hockey, for those who are listening outside of Canada, in hockey, there's a big thing about disclosing injuries. And now, as a Maple Leaf fan, they just don't do it. And Austin Matthews, who's a star player who has clearly been hurt all year, still won't admit what was wrong with him, even now in the offseason. Whereas Matthew Tkachuk, who just won the Stanley Cup, admits he was playing with a torn adductor off the bone and a hernia. And he admits that now. It's like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe Jude will be a target. Tug down. How do you target a shoulder in soccer? I mean, you go shoulder to shoulder a little bit, but you could tug him down from behind and try and pop it when he goes down. Craig, what would you do if you're like if you're defending Jude Bellingham now? He's got a dodgy shoulder.
Yeah, grab a hold of his wrist and give it a good old pull.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the set pieces. Get in behind him, like kind of sandwich him, and then have somebody in front distracting him, and then pull his arm like in behind and across his body.
Okay, if Jude Bellingham had said about his nipples being sore once again, what would you do then, Dubs?
I don't want to play. I thought that we left that behind us in this Club World Cup
I don't want to play.
That would be a little obvious.
By the way, I feel dirty admitting it, Dubs. But Trent does look good in the Real Madrid white.
Ooh, it's hard for you, eh?
It is really hard. Yeah, it suits him.
And I think Jude Bellingham did say it's fun to play with my bestie, something like that in one of his tweets, which is kind of cool. And I guess, and I don't know their history. Did they grow up together in Liverpool?
No, they just, I think, probably from the England setup.
English side,
probably.
Right.
Well, also, like Frimpong and Florian Wirtz are really close friends as well. And that was a contributing factor to Wirtz coming over to Liverpool.
Oh, here it comes.
Do you guys ever have that? I wonder, or teammates who, seduced their friends, you must come over here, and they used players and teammates to get a player over. Did you ever see that in your careers? Must happen a lot.
I think it must happen, but it didn't happen to me, and it wasn't really an era with the national team where we were trying to court dual nationals and things like that. You may have crossed paths with them in the club setup and then try to entice them to the national team. But I'm sure it happens all the time now in the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the fact that if Real Madrid are calling, that's pretty enticing in this in itself.
Right.
Yeah. Jude's the gravy. Right? It's like, okay, I'll consider Real Madrid. Oh, and Jude's there as well. Okay, sure. Let's do that. Today, we got some more huge games, really, actually. Porto against Al Ahly. Now, as a very selfish Canadian soccer fan, I'm kind of hoping that Porto don't do anything today and they do crash out, which is likely, just the way the standings are right now on 1 point, which means Steven Stacchio can jet off all the way around the corner, wherever he is, and play for Canada at the Gold Cup, which would be fantastic. Inter Miami up against Palmeiras, Atletico Madrid, Botafogo. That is fascinating, given what Botafogo did already to PSG. And Seattle against PSG. Seattle, they ain't going to progress. I think they have to smash PSG and hope for help elsewhere. But Inter Miami, let's go there just very quickly. A loss for Inter Miami, they could still move on, but they would be eliminated if Al Ahly beat Porto. And then it comes down to goal difference. Now, in this tournament, we're getting so mixed up, right, with the Gold Cup. And in this tournament, head-to-head is a first tiebreaker.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I actually like that.
Yeah.
Rather than goal differential, because teams play different ways. I like the head-to-head. Makes every game really important. You better get a result because you never know what might happen down the pipeline.
As well as I think, if you're in a group with Auckland, for instance, I think if you're just pummeling teams for the sake of goal differential, I think the head-to-head works better, in my opinion.
And just so people understand the timing of everything, the qualifying round is over on Thursday, June 26th. The Saturday, June 28th is the beginning of round of 16. Just so everyone knows the tournament dates, there's no match today. So there's no matches coming up on Friday, the 27th. So that will be a breathing day actually for Footy Prime too, or at least for Club World Cup, or maybe we'll cover it anyways. Maybe it's
anyway. Let's see. Let's check out how many impressions we have, if we need to or not.
But I wanted to talk about the amount of soccer and the amount of football being played, and it was the Saudi Al Hilal that like 95% of their team is from Saudi Arabia. Well, Saudi Arabia is also in the Gold Cup, and they were one of the invites. So I'm wondering who could have been playing also for Saudi Arabia, because it's not like they're playing great at the Gold Cup. And I'm wondering if that's because of a split. And so if anyone's a Saudi Arabian fan who has some insight, please let us know. Just add it in the comments. But it was really about, hey, Al Hilal is one of their better teams, and Saudi Arabia is playing in the Gold Cup and not playing great. They just tied. They drew with Trinidad Tobago last night, 1-1.
I wonder what the rule is for international compared to this Club World Cup. Like, who has priority? Like, is Stakio?
Is he forced to contractually?
It's FIFA sanction as opposed to a confederation sanction. But you're right, because usually internationals are internationals. But I think in this case, the clubs did get the priority on their players because FIFA is so determined to make this thing work.
Right.
But I tell you what, Craig, it's a lot of football, isn't it? Right now, it's confusing. I'm getting confused. Gold Cup, Club World Cup. You got the European U21s right now. You got the NSL. You got the C. There's so much to keep your eyes on and your brains on. So occasionally we might get the wrong information. It's generally because there's so much freaking football to cover.
Well, and this is going to happen all the time now too. Every summer there's going to be a World Cup, Euro, Copa, Gold Cup. This is all going to happen. It makes it very difficult for leagues like CPL that are running through at the same time to try to keep people's focus when there's massive tournaments going on. It's a challenge for sure.
Does CPL take any breaks in their season for like international windows?
No.
As a domestic league, no.
No, NSL.
Yep.
Oh, they do.
Yes, on a break currently. Yeah, they're kind of doing a hybrid almost, the way that MLS does, where some international windows are kind of observed and respected, and then other times they play through. So I think that's the approach that NSL is taking.
Well, the NSL is in a different position, I think, with the quality of that league in the women's league. Football is quite high, and you're dabbling with that league and taking players from it. CPL, there are some internationals, but not nearly obviously at the same level as NSL.
Yeah.
I wonder about next summer World Cup. I mean, it's not going to be good in the short term for the CPL because, quite honestly, everyone's focus will be on the World Cup. Obviously, I don't know who's going to be keeping a focus on the CPL next summer.
Yeah,
but I'll find they might be shutting down. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't even. We can find that out easy enough.
Or they make all their matches right before World Cup games. They play at like 10 in the morning, and they get people showing up, and they're very creative about how they do things. And you ask, you go, hey, Lamport Stadium first for the CPL. You find different ways to win. And
bring some big names over to the CPL games to watch.
Yeah, be creative.
Yeah,
be fucking creative. That's what you have to be in this world.
I'm loving that with the Club World Cup. You're seeing some of these names and faces in the stands. I saw Roberto Carlos in the stands yesterday, for example. Right, they are patrolling all the biggest names from distant years past. Come on over and watch this thing, and we'll get a camera on you. It looks amazing. That is our little mini pod then for the Club World Cup, which you can download and watch and stream for free on
DAZN.com.
Zone.
That's right.
How'd you spell it yesterday for the American viewer?
Well, that'd be a DAZN.
Right.
And for the rest of us, DAZN.com.
Right.
Like Jesse Marsh saying he has multiple contingency plans from A to double Z.
Yeah. He
used Z as an American. I love that.
More than a plan B, Dubs.
Yep.
More than a plan B. All right. That's Footy Prime and at the Club World Cup. I'm trying to scroll vigorously trying to find the here. Oh no, that's not it. Oh no, what am I doing here? There we go.
Everybody join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
And
everybody join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
Okay, one more for
everybody
you.
Join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
I miss Julian's dancing. That's what I miss. Anyway,
yeah,
still
me too.
enjoy today's games. Until tomorrow, cheers for listening and watching. Bye-bye.